Hi, and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my friend Carolyn with us from Saja Farm. Hey, Carolyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, Carolyn, today I asked you to come on the show because I want to talk about local farms. I know during everything that's happened, I turned to local farms. I'm like, you know what? I want to go there. There's less people, it feels safer to me. And it worked. I got great stuff, reasonable price. But it's important to keep doing that, right? Is to not forget about our local farms now that feels like things are starting to go back.
I think so. I think what people may not realize is that without the local farms, you'll be going to the chain supermarkets, you'll probably shop out of town, and all that money goes out of town. But if you have a local farm and you shop here, the money stays here and the food stays here. If we don't sell through our retail end, then what ends up happening is we'll call places like Costa Foods. They'll come and pick up food. We donate to the food banks and it goes out of town. Costa Foods will bring it to Boston, our corn, for instance, if we have an abundance of sweet corn. So that's something to keep in mind. And also the fact that there are quite a few farms around here that you might like to explore some of the selections. One of them being right across from me is Farmer Dave's. He has an enormous CSA and he tends to have a good specialty in greens. Our specialty is corn and tomatoes. The Brock's Farm on Route 113, best hummus around. They make it themselves. They also have a nice assortment of vegetables, and they do have some greens right now. And we also have Shaw Farm, of course. All of the farmers support each other. We all carry Shaw Farm milk. So you'll find that we are a unique industry. But what makes us, I think, super unique and what motivated me to even place my farm under the agricultural preservation restriction, which means the use of selling your building rights so that you will not turn it into a housing development. You can take that money and do something with it. I rebuilt the barn. People can see on Facebook today what the old barn looked like. It burned in 1975. It's been replaced. And my goal was to grow vegetables because I thought that was very trendy and up and coming. It certainly has helped me to increase my amount of vegetables that I eat. Now following totally a plant-based diet, this is my thing. But aside from talking about Saja Farm and myself, I serve as a vice chair on the Agriculture Commission in town, and our job is to promote all farms. If you look at the different parts of the season, right now, the cold crops like kale, kohlrabi, all of the Asian greens, scallions, things of that sort, that will flourish right now in these temperatures. And then you move to June where you start seeing green beans, yellow beans. We're putting the tomatoes on the ground, they're starting to grow. And the varieties of tomatoes, we have Amish paste tomatoes. I have a lot of tomatoes here I started from seed, heirloom tomatoes, San Marzano. These are wonderful tomatoes to create paste. But every farm has its uniqueness. And in fact, I've been talking with farmers about creating a sticker campaign book where if we make a coloring book for kids and they go to each farm stand and get a sticker, at the end, they can bring that book in with the page full of stickers. So all these farms can get a prize. So we're thinking of something like that. So people get to know us because when Market Basket collapsed, when the food crisis happened last year, we were there. We were here for everybody. Everybody was here. Farmer Dave opened up. I opened up. Everybody was doing their part. Shaw Farm, you name it. Everybody was opening up. But now things have kind of leveled off. The pandemic has changed everybody forever. But the fact is that we're still here and we're local. If you think about 5 years ago when we were fighting the Kinder Morgan pipeline, Northeast Direct, and we didn't want our lands ravaged with that type of thing, never mind ravaging houses and developments. One of the speakers who got up to speak at the microphone at Drake High School was Dan Berube. And he mentioned at that time, if you take a look, the average age of the farmer today in the United States is 60. So if you like eating, you may want to pick up this skill, support the people who have these skills. Because since colonial times, this land that most of us have on these farms had traded at was at a time. But now we can still retain that same image and that history and make it productive. We just make a few changes. As you can see, I do not have a dairy farm. I know all about cows. So I felt that vegetables was something I could easily manage and teach to my children. and for future generations to come, like my nephew and nieces, who are now showing an avid interest in wanting to continue this operation. This is nothing but wonderful to know that we have this local resource. But let's talk about the distribution chain for a moment. We don't want to downplay the large supermarkets entirely, and Lowe's and Home Depot, they have the plants and their bling. But here you get a uniqueness, and in the distribution chain, when everything comes into Boston, it comes direct to another tractor trailer, to a warehouse, to another holding area, and then finally ultimately makes it to the supermarket shelf. If we do have to outsource, which I do have some onions I've been outsourcing right now, they come from San Diego, California, to Boston. I know the name of the farm, and it comes direct to me, not to a warehouse. So that's the difference. You might find vegetables throughout the season that local farms produce and grow and give to you will stay more than 2 days fresh in the refrigerator. So those are important things to keep in mind. But truly, if we turned on every farm in Drake, another farmer will attest to this, we wouldn't be able to feed 35,000 people. But we're here, we're a hidden jewel. We encourage people to get to know us and take a look at our nice tomato plants. I've got a few here. Let me give them their debut. Here they are.
Yeah.
They will produce some nice fruits, probably 85 days from now, because those are the heirlooms. But we have others too. We have Early Girls and Jetstar and all the usual. And this weekend we're selling plants. So if you'd like to buy your plants early and know they've been custom planted, come on down and we'll give you all the advice you need to keep them safe until they're ready to be placed in the ground.
So Carolyn, we should probably tell people where the farm's located.
Yes, we're located 403 Parker Road, Drake. If you're traveling down Route 113 and you turn right at the fire station in the Captain John Oganowski Memorial Square, take the next right. So you take a right at the intersection, the lights, and then take the next right onto Parker, because the lights bring you onto Wheeler, next right onto Parker, follow it to the stop sign, and you'll see us on the right-hand side, just as you exit the stop sign. Right now, our April hours are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you have questions and you'd like to call in advance to find out what else we have or what do we have to sell at our farm stand, call us at 978-454-SAJA or 978-454-7252.
Carolyn, I really appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a great day.
You too.